Well, that's a pretty good question because I believe that humanity will be wiped out by um, covert harassment, electronic gang stalking, um, COINTELPRO. All these things that have been going on for let me say many years, okay? Um, Harassment of noise, mental harassment, physical harassment, torture, break-ins, um, vandalism, uh, beatings, burnings, uh, just heinous crimes being followed every day, being watched, break-ins to your home, possibly watching you as you sleep, hurting your animals, hurting your children, poisoning yourself. Um, these are what we call gang stalkers. This is what covert harassment is. This is what COINTELPRO was. And these are all things that a lot of people are uh, coming together to ruin humanity within itself, to break down individuals that have no idea what's going on, to uh, make them look like a fool, to make them look crazy, to make them look insane, to discredit them for whatever right or good they were doing. People turn their backs on them, their family, their friends, their co-workers, some of their children. Um, it's a type of harassment that involves many people. It's the type of harassment that is killing a lot of people, that is forcing people to commit suicide, that is forcing doctors to diagnose and pump them up with all this medicine and make them think they're going crazy, but they're not. And now they're trapped inside these walls trying to figure out what's my escape route. This is what they're doing. A lot of people are in crazy homes right now, saying what they saw, what they were through. No, you weren't. No, you didn't. No. Yeah, I did. Someone came into my home while I was asleep. Okay, switched out my jeans, put brand new buttons on them, brand new silver zipper, and folded them back into the way I folded it, and set it right back in my drawer. And I woke up to put those jeans on and thought, wow, I've had these jeans for over 10 years. And the gold on the button was now silver. Now all of a sudden, there's a brand new, shiny gold button. Brand new, shiny zipper that works. All the same jeans that you just thought about throwing away the other day. Things like that. Things like your animals are scared to go outside now because they've been physically harmed by gang stalkers who are trained by handlers, who are then trained by the government. Now, being bugged, your home being bugged, cameras on you, on anything, chairs, bikes, spoons, plates, your car being altered to make you possibly a human radiation bag, not a punching bag, but a radiation bag, to force your unhealthy life to deteriorate into a lifeless, selfless human being, to destroy humanity within itself, to create an environment where people are mind controlled by remotes and being told to do things, being forced to just be something that they're not. Okay? A lot of them who are scared, are worried, think they're crazy, end up killing themselves because how can they explain that yesterday they came in and opened their front door with both keys that were on their keychain since the day they moved into the apartment? Now today, all of a sudden, you open the top lock and And the key that's supposed to be right there to open the bottom lock wasn't there. So it bothers you for the few days that you looked and looked and looked for your key, because you know there's no way this key can fall off a keychain unless it broke apart. The metal just happened to melt. Something like that. You try not to think about it, but you still think about it every day. So a couple of days later, I would say about 4 days later, you went to the store again, because now you have to go to the store on a daily basis, because if you leave anything, cooked in the refrigerator, it gets tampered with. Fluoride thrown on it, it gets poisoned. And you can't really taste it. You don't know, because you're not really sure exactly if this is happening, but it's happening. And you realize that the key that has been missing off your keychain for 4 days has mysteriously broke back on to the keychain. A weird scenario. Or you might get, you're washing clothes and you're like, how come none of my pairs of socks are here? For not me or the children. Everybody has one sock. Where is the other pair? You're mad because you're like, gosh, I gotta go buy a whole bunch of socks now for everybody. Once you buy them and get home and you're folding them up, you open up that top drawer. Damn it. Who put these socks in here? You're looking around for your underwear. Not one in sight. You have to go buy one real quick from the 99-cent store to make sure, just for today. You're like, where'd they go? Yeah, they've taken them, altered them. They'll bring them back. Oh yeah, they'll bring them back. I can't say that there's anything that they haven't touched. So as humanity begins to understand what life is all about, that being a targeted individual is a real life thing. And for many, they have no idea that they are being targeted. They have no fucking clue, okay? And it's very, very complicated to tell someone that the door that's in my truck right now, it's not the original door that was on there. I mean, it looks similar to it. Almost the same color, just a little bit off. Someone who's not really paying attention to small things like a door panel is going to say, no, it doesn't, girl, look the same. It's the same color it was when you got it. It's just maybe because you washed it a couple times, so that's a little lighter. Okay. Or every time I put on my tennis shoes, they're always stretched out to another size. And then the shoelaces sometimes are tied in a army knot or slip knot, some type of knot. How come every time I take my headphones out of the bag, they're all tangled up? I mean, to the point where I don't want to wear them. I just want to throw them away. I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours to untangle all these knots and ties. Or you're in the bathroom, okay, and you're washing your hair. You think maybe you heard a footstep. It could have been your son, it could have been your daughter, because they're maybe they're playing. It's nobody. You remember leaving your cup of horchata on the counter, right next to the toaster, because you were just about to toast you some bread. Matter of fact, the bread is gone. Your horchata, already drunk, cup is in the sink. Now, first, which one of you kids drank my horchata? Don't drink mommy horchata. I mean, we didn't do it. Then you look up and you see 2 eyes, 2 little white dots. Was it Casper the Friendly Ghost? Who was it? Or you have, your mind is telling you, you know what? You need to get out the car and walk over to that bank. When you walk into that bank, tell the teller you would like to speak to the president of the bank. He's expecting you. When the president comes, of course, the president is expecting you. You say, "Hey, Mr. Bank President, I'm not really sure exactly. Oh, no worries. I know exactly why you're here. Here you go. Go ahead and take this and go, take it back to Desmond Sr. or whatever." So you're walking and you're like, it's a black duffel bag. Pretty heavy, not that heavy. Probably bring with it. All of a sudden you hear sirens and helicopters and you have a black duffel bag. Beknownst to you, you have low-key just committed a robbery. Federal time. See? So, if we listen to those thoughts, okay, those are the thoughts that will end you in prison forever. That will destroy your life, will destroy your family's life, that will cause any person to at that point go insane because they know that that wasn't the scenario that went down. But there's nobody on your side to believe you because everybody just assumes that you're crazy because these things are happening. And you're like, that's not what happened. I went in there because somebody told me to go. No, you're crazy. 99,000 years. I mean, I wouldn't have walked, back to where I had to go if I knew I was committing a robbery. I would have possibly worn a mask and maybe had my homeboy, my little two goons, somebody hit me down the street. Okay? I wouldn't have walked casually almost 8 blocks if I had committed a robbery. Or you're being harassed for dumb shit. You're being treated like you have officially ruined the universe by understanding what is going on with you. You're now a targeted individual who has been targeted for possibly a long time, who has been violated, who has been harassed, who has been tormented, who has been followed, mimicked. Your life is just over. Okay? A targeted individual is a person who goes through traumatic things on a daily basis. And for those of them and us who are still alive, I tend to wonder, I hope my mission is not complete, because these actions that they have done, holographic figures everywhere I go, holographic lights, street theater, I mean, get a life. I never knew that anything like this ever existed. Gang stalking, COINTELPRO, covert harassment. Never even heard or even cared to look into it. And I noticed that days and days were going by, and I just kept seeing letters and numbers everywhere. And who is changing up my poetry? Like, I like to write poetry or cards, and I would read it. One time I'm like, why is this crossed out? That's not my handwriting. And it was just one thing after another, okay? To the point where I was scared out of I didn't know what the hell was going on because I never saw anybody steal. Not quite yet. I was scared. I thought it was, I still think it might be. But I believe it's something to do with it. I know that possibly the few close people that were in my life that I don't talk to anymore also probably had something to do with it. I can't say for sure who and when and why, but I know that one day I put together those letters and those numbers, and I put it together in order as how I found them on that cycle. And I plugged it in my phone, and I remember the first thing that came up was Stop EG. So I'm like, who is that? Is that like a rap group or something? Is this somebody? EG? Okay, is it a new person? Started reading it. And it says Stop Electronic Gang Harassment. You are a targeted individual. Now, whether this specific website that I was reading was actually a real website or them also tricking me or other targeted individuals to believe you're reading truth and it's not, it's pretty unbearable to, at this point now, you don't know who to believe. If your reading is true? And for a very long time, I knew I wasn't going crazy because I knew what I saw, and I know what I saw, and I mean, everything was there, okay? Everything was there. And I was nervous a lot in the house, in the dark, peeking out my window. I mean, my dog didn't want to go outside anymore, and he's a border collie. Loves to run outside, jump over everything, play in water. I mean, he was scared to death. Okay? Now, as a regular person in life, any harm to a family member, a friend, yourself is a pretty overwhelming experience. Okay? Now, imagine never being able to see who's doing it, but you know something's going on. And if you tell anybody, they're going to say, girl, did you get enough sleep? Did you drink that Cavassier last night? Did you smoke a blunt? Was it a dirty blunt? These are all the things that no one will say, hey, well, how long has it been going on? And it's hard. But I know I had one friend who I was telling her about what was happening. Like I told you, some pictures were downloaded on my phone. Motherfuckers was in my car rearranging my stereo. It's something in here I need to know. And that's what they do. They drop pictures onto your phone that they've taken of doing certain shit that they've done to you or to your car, or to, anybody around you, your house, your anywhere. And it lands on your phone. And if you're a smart phone savvy person like I am, I would, dig up Disc Digger and, hide and see, anything that says something's being hidden. Look up whatever I could. And it's amazing that these people are taking the time out of their day to harass and stalk a person. Okay, it's a crazy way of having a job. They vandalize everything. Okay, I mean, earrings that I probably paid $1 for. Okay, gold, $1 gold, came back 100% 14 karat gold. Okay, with a bug in it, everything. I mean, I've had so many phones destroyed. Wake up and it's all type of scratches on the screensaver. Letters, ATF, numbers, 638. Tiny little pictures of animations. What the fuck is this site? Phone shop. Why?